Alrighty guys, what's going on today? So today I want to talk to you about the differences between KRK Rokit studio monitors and hi-fi home stereo speakers. Now, pop music, or just music in general, is made to play back on home stereo systems. And you know, for a lot of people who are getting into like active listening, it really makes sense to get some sort of hi-fi speakers for both monitoring and mixing. Yet a lot of recording professionals prefer dedicated monitor speakers when it comes to studio work. And there are many reasons why. So I kind of want to get into the differences between KRK Rokit monitors and other studio monitors in general, and hi-fi home stereo speakers. So there are technical differences to start. Typically, home stereo or hi-fi speakers are passive speakers. This means that they require some sort of external power amplifier that has speaker outputs. On the other hand, studio monitors, and there are a few exceptions here, but most of the time they're active or powered speakers. This means that the power amplifier, in this case as well, is built right into the speaker cabinet. So all you have to do is connect it to a line source that has volume control, which would be, in this case, my audio interface, and you can, crank up the volume and get it going. How do you know if a speaker is active or passive when you get it? One of the quickest ways to check is that an active or power speaker must have a mains inlet. Active speakers, and then this one, of course, as you can see, it does, right here in the back. Active speakers do have some advantages. For starters, they usually have a power amplifier or several power amplifiers. They usually have a woofer and a tweeter, and some mid-range speakers get even more in between. In this sense, you get a punchier and more accurate and more dynamic response because there are different frequencies working through different monitors, or different speakers and power amplifiers, I should say. On the other hand, on a passive speaker that's powered only by 1 amp, you get pretty much all the sounds coming out of one place. And so, the lower frequencies might take over in that instance because they're just bigger and fuller, and they take more space up in the amplifier. I would say that the most important thing to note is that they are very different tools for different sorts of tasks. So when you're, if you consider yourself to be a music professional, you want to listen to your music with a different mindset than a consumer would. So, someone who's like just a music enthusiast, they simply want to enjoy the music. It doesn't matter if the sound that they're hearing is a really accurate reproduction of what the artist or producer intended them to hear. It just kind of matters that you have this sort of subjective impression of the music. A lot of music consumers prefer speakers that give their listening experience some sort of enhancement, which is why many home stereo speakers have low and high frequencies boosted, this kind of smiley EQ curve, as we call it. On the other hand, studio monitors, such as the KRK Rokits, have a very flat frequency response, perfect for hearing kind of the plain truth. There is no extra sugar added, and there's no way to hide these imperfections. It's a very different sort of listening. So I would say if you're going for just this consumer style listening where you really want to just enjoy the best of the music, I would say go for hi-fi speakers or some home stereo speakers. On the other hand, if you're getting into mixing, mastering, producing music professionally, then definitely go and get yourself a pair of home studio monitors specifically. The KRK Rokits are wonderful home studio monitors, and I would highly recommend them. If you guys have any insights into the differences between studio monitors, such as the KRK Rokits, and hi-fi speakers, please feel free to leave in the comments. All right, take it easy.